Hi Barry, nice to have you here today. Welcome here.
How are you?
There are some questions I would like to ask you. At first is, what's...
No. Just easy.
Okay. What's the biggest challenge for you when you prepared for your first comedy?
The biggest challenge facing you when you're preparing your first comedy feature is first writing it, making sure it's funny, making sure it's a story that people will care about. Robert Altman said that if you have the script and you cast it well, you're 95% there. You don't think of the marketing when you're writing a script. You think of what would make it interesting. In some ways, I think it's the character and the story. It's a character. I believe what you need to do is come up with an idea that you think is a good idea. I always go, if I want to see it, I think other people will want to see it.
What do you think is a great script for a comedy movie?
Well, a good comedy script, one I write. No, it's not true. First of all, it makes me laugh. Funny, that move me, that I'm moved by, and then have something to say.
Moves me and making you laugh, both, right?
Right, there has to be some
Both
substance
works.
behind it, some emotion behind it.
Okay.
And that there are characters that are real, and then I'm going, oh, I've never seen that character before, or I've been in that situation that I can personally relate to. People can see themselves in the situation.
What's the future of TV comedy? It's like the revolution of the genre, the distribution. Is there some intersection between TV comedy series and web comedy series?
Yeah, I think there'll be much more. I think it's changing very much so. That I think comedy on TV has a great future, simply because there are more outlets to express yourself. It used to be that there were only 3 networks in the United States. You had to be very narrow. You had to appeal to everybody. If you try to appeal to everybody, you really wind up appealing to no one. Now with cable and web series and everything, you can have more niche shows, and you can say, okay, this show just appeals to these people, but it can be profitable. And not everything has to be a half hour now. Not everything has to be, can it run 100 episodes? So I think it's great that there's so many more outlets right now. It makes for a stronger integration. So all that big network stuff is going to crumble.
Are there some possibilities that can create a box office comedy feature movie that co-produced by China and the U.S.? What can make that happen?
Co-production deals between China and the United States. I think there are tremendous possibilities of that happens. There's a problem with Chinese certain censorship, and which is a problem, especially when you're dealing with comedy. Though this can be overcome and loosened and things like that. But there's no reason it couldn't be done. I mean, culturally, there are different stories, and stories are told differently. But there's nothing to say you couldn't do a modern story in China that would work here, and vice versa.
Yeah, so that's why so many young Chinese filmmakers come to the States and start to learn how to tell stories simple and make everybody understand where the comedy it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So what will you suggest for young filmmakers start their career in the future?
What I would suggest to any young filmmaker, Asian or African, or even white people, I would suggest to them that they find their own voices, that they find why they want to be in this business, why they want what they want to say, and try to create films that move them like they were moved. I think what you want to find is that try to create a film that inspired you, or try to inspire audiences the way you felt inspired or felt moved by a movie you saw. The worst thing to do is follow trends and what's big right now and all that stuff, because you'll always be behind.
Thank you, very nice to have you here today.
Okay.